to my tutorial on Google Sketchup. Today I'm going to show you how to use it and the basics. So first of all, I'm going to Google Sketchup is all about what an object would look like if it were in 3D. This is what architects use and a lot of other people use just for fun. It's a really cool tool, and if you used it before, this is just looking more closer into it. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, you're gonna need Google Sketchup. You can easily find this online. It's free, 100%. You don't need to pay nothing. And if you go type in Google Sketchup and you go to sketchup.google.com, and as soon as you get to the website, it's already going to say download Google Sketchup right here. This is in French, so just don't worry about that. It's going to say download Google Sketchup towards the side. And also, I'd like to tell you my mouse is a bit bigger because I want you to see well in this tutorial. Now, once you get SketchUp, it's going to open up, and there's going to have this. There's going to be this. There's going to be your page, and there's also going to be well, actually, the first time you open it, there's not going to be the page, but you're going to have a little pop-up box which will ask you what template you want to use. And I used the architectural meters. You shouldn't use the architectural because I seem to have a lot of trouble with it, and I haven't figured out how to change it yet. But anyway, if you just use what you're comfortable with, feet or inches or meters and centimeters. Once you get there, you're gonna have this little guy here. Just with the select tool, click on him and delete. So you see here that once you open it, you won't have the same tools as me. Now, this is because I customized it. If you go to View and then Customize, which would be down here, but I'm on it right now, so I can't. So customize the icons. You can get rid of icons. Just what you're gonna need in this first episode, you're just gonna need the basic ones. You might want to get rid of this one, and you might also want to get rid of the zoom and extended zoom, and also that one, and these three over here. You're gonna get rid of that one, and these three, okay? And also this one, as I just said. Please add the follow me tool because you're gonna need that in some projects sometimes, and it's a really good tool, so please keep it. Also, you have to take the standard views. It looks like some houses that are looked at from different angles. Take that. So yeah, that's all you're gonna really need for this. Also, I have a side toolbar here. You can get that by going to View and then the first drop down menu. You have to take the first one. Yeah, so that's how I got that. It has to be ticked, and once it's ticked, every single time you open Google Sketchup, it'll be here. So let's get started. First tool I'm going to show you is called the line tool. The line tool is just as simple as anything. It just draws lines like this or that or that. See, now I have a triangle, but I don't want that triangle right now. That was just to show you the line tool. And delete. Okay, so actually the line tool snaps to 3 axes. First axe is the blue axe, which is the blue axe. The blue axe is it goes up and down, so if I draw a line on the blue axe, which would be actually up here, and just press escape if you don't want to keep drawing, and if I orbit around it, see, it's gone all the way over here. You have to really be careful what you're looking at because it looks like it's going directly up, but actually it has spread. So anyway, I'm gonna zoom out a bit. I'm gonna look at this. So this is the first standard view. It should look like this. Now I was showing you the blue axe. Now there's the green axe, which goes in one direction both ways, and there's the red axe that goes in direction both ways. They're both basically the same thing, just going in different directions. The blue axe is different from both of them because it goes up and down, not left and right. And so if you click on somewhere where you want it, so for example, if I want it in the middle of nowhere, I can just do that. But it's better that you snap it to this. Okay? You snap it to one of the axes. I always start here because it's very easy. Now, if you want to draw a line on the axe, it's gonna disappear the line, but it still means that it's there. Let's just say I want a line that's 5 meters. Down in the corner over here, as you can see, there's a meter thing. You don't even need to click on it. Just type in 5m or 5cm, which would be really small. But 5m is 5 meters, and then press enter, and you see a 5 meter line. Now, if I go this way, it snaps to the red axe. That means it's going in the same direction as the red axe. I enter. And here, what's really great about Google SketchUp is that it makes inferences. That means it's guessing that you'd want to go 5 meters because you want to make a square. So that's true. And then I go, and it's already snapped because I started it on that line. So if I go here, it makes a perfect square from the top, as you can see. So it looks like a rhombus from the side, but it's really actually at the top. So if you click on it 3 times, it does that. Next, I'm going to show you the rectangle tool, which you could probably guess what it does. It does rectangles. If you go from the top view, which is the second one here, you can see exactly the top. Then in the rectangles, you can do this. See, you drag something, and if it does that, it means it's a gold rectangle, or in French it is anyway. It means that, well, I don't know what it means, but it'll make sure it's not a square. See there, that's a perfect square. If I go a bit further, that's a perfect square again. Perfect square still. There. That's about the same, but just this one is 502. That's exactly 5 meters. You can't really see the difference, but you can a bit. So, and also don't get carried away with zooming on the mouse. Just don't do that, because you could get crazy with that, and then you're really stuck. So with the circle tool, you'll see a little circle. That doesn't mean that the circle is going to have to be that big. So when you click, you'll see it's going to set the center, and then you start dragging. You can actually drag anywhere, but I just drag on a line because it's easier. This is to show how big the circle is going to be. You can drag it as much as you want. I'm just going to make it that big. Then there's the arc tool, which does like that. I'm just going to show you a quick snippet. Then there. There, and then from there to there. There. Now, that's what the arc tool does. Now, then there's a really good tool that you might be using a lot. So, it's called the orbit tool. You just orbit around things. You might want to zoom in a bit, too. So, as I said, don't get carried away. The hand just drags. It doesn't drag objects, but it drags what you're using. Then there's the push-pull tool, which takes an object and makes it 3D. So I'm push pulling it. Now if I do Control Z, there, it sets it back. It does that with all the objects, but make sure the object is closed, because otherwise it's not gonna work. See? Then there's the move tool. I'm just gonna open this up. Then there's a move tool. You can move an object. You can move the edge, which just makes it higher or lower. Then there's the face you can move, which also makes it higher or lower. And then there's the edge you can move. You can make it bigger or smaller. And then it's just the faces you can move. That does that with this, but you'll see if with another object. Oh, sorry. I meant the push pull tool. Okay, there. With another object, watch. If I hold this, I can move it around. I don't want that though. So if I do this, again, I can move it around, but I really don't want to do that because it could be really hard to get it back. Then on a corner, you can drag the corner. And with the sides, again, same thing. This is good for making boats, especially if you want to drag it like that. So then, if you want to drag a whole object, because I had trouble finding this, but still, if you want to drag a whole object, just triple click on it, click on it 3 times, and with a round object you'll have those lines there. With a complete sphere, which I'll show you how to do in one episode because it's pretty complicated. With a complete sphere, you're gonna be, it's gonna have squares all over it. So here, if you take this, you can drag it anywhere, the whole object. This works with this object, with the cylinder. It works 100% every single time, so it doesn't matter whether you select the whole thing or not. So, unselected, then there's the color tool, which you could probably guess what it does. That does that. Purple, pink, whatever you want. There's plenty of colors. There's also the brick one, which is really interesting. Sorry about that. You can choose in the drop down menu. My favorite is water. If you go to water, there's this, and you click it, it looks exactly like water. You can also make it transparent, which just does that. You can put how transparent you want it to be. This usually only works with 3D objects. As you can see, you can kind of see through it as if it was real water. Like that, or like that and that, or that there and that there. You get the point. Then there's the meter stick, which is going to be really useful at a point. This is just a basic thing. So this actually measures distances. As you can see here, it's 23.5, but if you want to do something that's about 2 meters in, see, it shows you exactly what 2 meters in from where you chose from. And so maybe you want to make a line from there to there. And you get it. And maybe from there to there, and then the push-pull tool, up, and look, it looks different. Great. That's really interesting. Color tool, I showed you most of these. Then there's the move tool. Okay, here, this turn tool you're really not going to be needing right now. It's really annoying tool, hard to get rid of. See, I move it and it spins the object around. It's very annoying. Watch, it rotates the object. It's very annoying, don't use it. So there, I set it back to normal, and it's back to normal. And if you have trouble getting away the meter stick, just go to Edit and then Delete Guides. Now I'm gonna close out the colors, and so the 2 last tools. This is the one of the good tools. This is the forgot what it was called, but it's gonna be written in English if you download this in English. So once it just moves stuff. So for example, if you do this and you drag it out, now you have 3 circles. So it can be helpful because you can do this and then you can drag. Oh, sorry about that. And now, as you can see, you have a big hole right in the middle. You just pull this out, and look, now you have 3 layers. That's what that does. The follow me tool you're really not going to be using right now. You're going to be using it a bit later, but I'll tell you in the next lesson. So then there's the orbit and panoramic that I showed you. So we'll have fun and see you next time.